Alright, I got a Yamaha Vmax. What I'm doing is trim. The main cylinder trim is leaking around the seal. So I'm taking that off. Got a new seal, I'm gonna change it. What I did first, jacked the motor up, put the little jack stands under it, let down the pressure off the ram on it. On the side here, you got a screw. It's a bypass screw. Turn it to the left, loosen it up. That way you ain't got no pressure on the cylinders. And then you can have your little tool and unscrew it, but my little tool here wouldn't handle it. It was too tight. What I have, this little tool here that goes around the shaft, the ram in it, and some little pins. But it wouldn't move, so my trusty little hammer and had to get just the size punch I had. So I just had it here, and right here, got on it, and beat it with a hammer a little bit. Go on this side, beat it with a hammer again, this side again, back and forth until it finally broke loose, and then just spun it off with that until it's hand free, which it is now. And there it is. So next off, I take this pin off and then knock this pin out, and I'll drop it, push that shaft down. I'll have to pull this whole shaft out. So got me some pliers for that clip. Okay, if I got it loose enough, which I do, just push that pin out. Okay, I'll just leave that pin in there. Watch, it's got sleeves on here too. Got sleeves on here also, those sleeves. Okay, I figured out how to get this out. You got the pin out, it can't go no higher because it's hidden. So what you gotta do, you gotta lift up on this manual or have somebody lift it up, and then you can pick it out. Wait, let's see if I can do this by myself. You can pick the bottom out, just drop it out. Put your motor back on the jack, make sure it stays. And then I gotta take this all apart. There's a bunch of springs and little bearings under that cap where that screw's at, that nut. And of course I'm gonna have to change my oil because it's got water all in it. So I have to change all that out. Okay, I just took a bag, stuffed around this hole so nothing to fall in it until I finish working on the cylinder, changing the seal. So it might be tomorrow before I get back to it. Okay, I got the piston out. Got a nut here, I gotta take it off. It's got some little springs and bearings underneath this plate, so you gotta be careful taking that out. This nut is a 15/16 wrench. It also has little sleeves on the end here. Take them out. I'm gonna put this in a vise, which I got wooden blocks. See if that'll hold it. lose no springs or nothing. See them coming out. I'll show you. If you can see them. Got those springs. There's also little ball bearings in there. Gotta be careful with them.
Washer.
Okay, inside each spring you got a little pin also that goes within the pin. Should be a seat or something. Let me pull this one out. Oh, there it goes. Okay, you got a little pin. Has a little seat on it, I guess. And there's a little ball bearing. I don't know if you can see it there. Don't want to lose that ball bearing. I do slide this off. Okay, just leave it all intact. Put the bearing in there. Okay, that's off. Take the seal off. Hopefully it's the right one. Looks good to me. Okay, that's on. Got an O-ring there. Got to go back in. Let me check this O-ring. Make sure it's still good. It still looks round. But there's a little seat on the end of that where the O-ring sits in. I'll just put this back on here. O-ring back in there. I know I should have changed all the O-rings. I didn't buy a kit for it. I don't think I have O-ring that size. But force it back on. Start the nut back on. Bottom it out, tighten it up. Okay, that should be it. check these O-rings. They're not flat or nothing. So, like I said, I didn't buy a kit, so it wasn't leaking through. Okay, it's ready to go back in. All right, I got the old oil in here. I'm gonna pump it out. I got me a little nozzle that you can get for when you there's a disc in there. Got about okay. I'm trying to get it all out of here. The only way I can see doing it without taking this all apart, which I'm not going to, is you got a little hole squirts in oil up the top of that cylinder right there. I put my finger over it, I trim down, pump it all out, and I just pumping a little bit of oil at a time out, whatever's on top of that cylinder. I got a plunger here, it won't go down. It's got a heavy spring behind it, I'm assuming. And so I'm doing that. That might take a little while. This thing ain't got no plug on the bottom of it to drain. So pump it in there, and I use my little pump and pump it out of the cylinder. That's nasty oil, full of water. All right, I was sucking all out of the top cylinder. That wasn't working so well, so I'm gonna go ahead and take these caps off the bottom cylinders and see if I can drain them better through them. Get all that oil out because there's a lot of water in it. Got a little tool here. Get off Amazon. Got the 4 pins on it. Goes over the rod, and use a 1/2-inch ratchet. I got a whole bunch of different sizes, so I bought a couple of them before I got the right one. These are pretty new. I changed them out last year. Alright. That one out. I did change these O-rings too last year. They all look good still. Okay. Decided I need to go ahead and take that other cylinder off too, because I had a whole bunch of oil on top of that cylinder plunge. So I gotta get all that oil out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the main cylinder back in. Get it in. I got it in place. And pin it. It's good to have the help with this. I have to get my son to help me. Yeah, I gotta get help. Okay, I got it pinned in. I picked it up and pried a bar stool under the motor to help hold it up. So it's in there. And kick it out. Push that plunger down. We're going to put some oil in here. I'll fill these up. And I'm going to put that pistons back in there. My Yamaha trim oil. Yamaha brand. Alright, got it all back together. Put them on, them are tight. Got this, I ain't got it all the way tight. I gotta buy a new tool. That's got a little bitty hose. So I'll tighten that up and I'll get a little pump and put this all the way up, trim all the way up, and then I'll fill that reservoir up. And that's all. And you can say I'm done. Don't forget this little keeper. I put it back in just a minute ago on your pin. All right, done job. I have to bleed that air out whenever I get it filled. All right, I got my new tool, 1/2-inch ratchet. Got that on there, got it screwed down tight. So now I gotta get my screwdriver and tighten up that bypass screw. On this one, it's on my left hand side. And I don't know if you can see it, there's a screw head up in there. Just tighten that up, and then we'll bleed the air out and put more oil in it. Okay, got it primed up. What I did, had a steady push up on the trim, while I had a pump. Had to stick it inside that hole and then just pump it the whole time while I was feeding it up until it picked up the motor and all was coming out. Put the cap on and it's good to go. back up with it. And we'll check the level again. I heard air blowed out, so that's good. Got air out, so tighten that back up. Alright. I'll pump it down a couple more times. Crack that cap, see if air blows out of it again. And it's done.